Okay, we're getting started. We're back. Eline Podcast Live. It's Mark Rose. I have a special guest, Pretty Fucking Boy, here
Peace.
today. A
Hey,
damn
what's up,
rock
guys?
star, superstar, all of that. Yeah, so basically we've known each other, we followed each other for like so long online, and I've been seeing you in like your career, doing music, now in DJing, all of that. But before we get into everything, like just how are you today? Like what's going on? How's your day? Let's just start off a little slow.
I'm amazing. Like, I just feel like, just everything's just brand new right now. So I just been like, just living on the cloud that I'm on. Everything's just, I don't know. I just been feeling great these days. Wake
Okay.
up, like, cheesing, there's a lot of things in motion right now. So it's just a lot to like bask in. So, just taking it day by day.
Yeah. Okay, great. So like, all right, to the audience and everybody who's listening. So like just who are you? Like tell us who are you? Who are the people? So the people who don't know you, we need to know who are you. I know you, people know you, but whoever's new and listening to this, we need to know who are you? Give us like a brief synopsis of like who you are, what you do, and let's talk.
Mhm. For sure. Well, my name is PFB. It's an acronym for Pretty Fucking Boy, for the people who are political that don't want to like curse or swear. PFB, Pretty Fucking Boy. Uh, I'm from New York, the Lower East Side. I'm just like an around the way boy. I like to dump and jump on house and techno, fun beats. I'm a club kid at heart. So, I just serve the streets.
Yeah.
And I DJ. So, I have a lot of like stuff going on with that. I'm just kind of like I'm just in a good groove.
Okay. So yeah. So I know like I've been seeing you do, first of all, I'm gonna say you just came back from off the grid. It's like
Yeah,
basically
like major lockdown
you
for
were
like a
just
year.
out, you were like in your own world, like on an island. You just like kind of disappeared for a little bit and then you came back and you're just like,
Mm.
I'm back. But like you've been doing like DJing more now. So like I remember like before you kind of went out the grid, you were doing more of like just releasing like your own singles and your music and then
Mhm.
DJing. So I want to talk about that transition. I know you're still an artist and you're still doing music, but you're DJing more now. So like let's talk about that because I feel like online on social media, sometimes you'll see people, and then sometimes it can happen to where you won't see them for like a minute, or something will happen.
Yeah.
Will happen like not to everybody, but sometimes. And then I feel like it leaves us curious sometimes as to like what happened, and then you're back. So, like, what made you go off the grid? And then let's just talk about like you being an artist versus you DJing and where you are now.
Yeah. What made me go off the grid? Um, I feel like at the time that I like started stuff, I got exposure like kind of like quick. I was testing different sounds out, and people fucked with it. A lot of people gravitated toward it. A lot of people wanted to mentor me. A lot of people wanted to like, just show me the ropes. A lot of people, I had a lot of like ears
Yeah.
in like my pot of stuff, and I felt like that deterred me a little bit from what Pretty wanted to do. You get what I'm saying? Like, I love music because my dad's my dad's a musician, my dad's a DJ. So it's always been instilled in my life, like all around me. So I feel like when I tap back into like what's been around me all my life in my 20s and like taking it serious, I did it. It was fun. People fucked with it. And I just feel like the wrong people represented me and I just feel like I had to take time to like get to know who I really was. You get what I'm saying? Like when you have so many ears, like everybody thinks you're gonna do great and everybody thinks you're great, but then it's really like a game. You know what I'm saying? Like what this all is. So I just feel like I was young, a little bit naive, but now I know more of the politics and the business of it. So I just feel like the journey that I'm embarking on with it now is going to be way more pivotal in my career. I just feel like I know way more and I just understand I'm more seasoned. So I just feel like taking a step back, that's what the break was really for. Like taking a step back and just understanding, like, all right, I tried it, I got my feet wet. I made a couple mistakes.
Yeah.
I learned from them.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just ready to like move on and like move forward and do it my way and like and really, really be true to who I am. Cause that's really what I want. Like I don't care about likes. I don't care about streams. Like all of that, like it came to me like and getting like co-signed by like Grace and stuff. That all came to me, but I just feel like right now I really want to do it from the heart because that's really what I do it for. So
Yeah.
whether one person listens, 10 people listen, like now they're gonna see me. That's why I got like tattoos now, like things I always wanted to do,
Yeah.
and not like by going like, oh, if you want to do fashion, you can't do this. Well, I'm gonna do fashion anyway, and I'm gonna get tattoos. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do. So that's what the break was for. Just like
I
I'm
like
doing me, pretty. I'm going pretty
it.
on pretty.
Pretty fucking boy.
Fuck away.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, so the name, like I feel like we of course know what that means, but what made you decide in the moment to go by that?
What made me decide that? So I had a best friend. Her name is Pretty London.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's like my age. She's fish. She's a girl. But she she like inspired a lot of like my confidence and stuff like that. I'm very shy, but like I'm popular, so like everybody knows me. But she just kind of brings out this side of me. She's just
Yeah.
like, hey, sometimes you the prettiest nigga in the room, even when you don't say anything. So when I was in like the studio one time, I made a song called Roadrunner, which was like a single that I my first song I ever put out.
Okay.
People don't really know. You probably remember that
I
song.
remember.
It was yeah, that was my first song I ever released. It was hip hop, but like that was who I am. It is who I am. But I just feel like you know yeah, I said like pretty fucking boy as an ad lib on
Yeah.
there. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh wait, everybody's like, wait, that shit slaps. Because my rap name was like Pretty Boy at first, and then they were like, I said Pretty fucking boy, and they was like, wait,
Yes.
that shit
Yes.
slaps. And then I was like, okay, so that's gonna be my name.
Yeah. And I noticed, I remember that because I remember like when it was just Pretty Boy, and then I remember like you added
Yeah,
boy in there, and I was just like, okay, I like
it's
this.
just like extra. Like
Yeah,
sometimes you need
exactly.
that, you need a little bit of that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. So like you released like what, like two more songs after that? I know there was like for real, and then there was like what is it? It's like
HBK.
HBK. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like what's
The
your
song.
favorite style so far?
Hmm?
What's your favorite style of like music so far in terms of like songs that you've worked on and released, like hip hop, your tech, house, like what's your
Oh
favorite?
yeah, so it's good. On the little discography that I have left up, I took a lot of songs down, but I still have some up. But out of I think it's like the collective of like four. So I have Pharrell. So that's one of my big influences, Pharrell.
Yeah,
It's almost like a little like love song, like not literally, but like
yeah,
like Pharrell for real. I'm a real big deal. Like I love him. But Pharrell, HBK, BBNL, and Paper Play. I feel like my favorite song out of the four, it's always gonna be HBK because that's the song that like got everybody like fucking with me.
yeah,
I feel like HBK was like a song that I made during a time where I felt like I didn't really understand who I was and like what I was doing. But like HBK is an acronym for Heartbreak Kid. It was inspired by Shawn Michaels. Like that's one of my favorite wrestlers from WWE. I just felt like that song I made, it was about like me breaking up with a guy, but like
yeah,
it was just more so like me letting myself know like I'm the heartbreak kid because when I break, I break. But like when I'm done, I'm done. I'm still that nigga. Like I'm gonna always be him.
yeah.
Like
I like
somebody's clout or like whatever somebody thinks they have as an advantage over me, I'll always conquer. I'll always like succeed no matter like what you throw at me. That was like my own song to myself. And then when I put it out off the whim one Halloween and like people around the world were fucking with it, I was like, that's not weird. Like, wait, what? Like,
yeah.
and then it let me know like sometimes like when you least expect something and then I never really thought to like jump and rap on a house or like techno beat during
Yeah,
that time. I was already doing hip hop music, which you knew. So it was like when
yeah.
I did it, obviously people know I listened to that and shit like that. So for me to like put
Mm,
my own voice on there, it was like, oh, oh, oh. And it
yeah.
just blended well. And I know how to layer my vocals, and it was a cool demo. And y'all got a demo. That's a song. That's a demo. It's not even mastered, like fully. Like I
Oh,
literally cut
really?
that song in I cut that song in an hour, like 3 takes.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
oh, damn, that's dope.
Yeah, it wasn't even like that wasn't even much effort in there. And actually, like the ending of that song where I'm like Cupid took the arrow and hit you and stuff, that
Yeah,
was like recorded off an iPhone like voice note.
yeah.
It
Damn.
wasn't even like recorded in the studio. So like I added that last outro because I was like, oh, like the song is missing something. It only had like a verse and the hook. That
Yeah,
wasn't even really a hook because
yeah.
HBK secretly does not have a hook. So like I kind of finessed that, but like the ending of the song, I noticed that it was missing something after my second verse, so I just felt like I had to add like a break beat, like a dance. So I asked my producer, Gold Rush, who's like super talented. He's gonna be on my new EP that I'm dropping in the new year. Like we got like really cool like stuff.
Okay,
I
so
got
we
like a
got
lot of
some music coming now. Okay, I see that.
yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say at the end of the interview, but like yeah, I got some heavy hitter shit, and I just been we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so I want to dive into like what like you were talking earlier about how like you're just proud, or maybe it was before we started like the chat about how like you're just proud of like really just living your truth, being yourself, being unapologetically yourself. And like I feel like when somebody like when they're artists who are actually being themselves and everything like that. But like what is being yourself to you right now? Like where like who are you now as opposed to who were you last
I feel like who I was before. Mm, who I am now versus who I was before. I feel like who I was before, I'm still the same person. I just feel as though who I was before, I was a little bit more open to what people's opinions were. And
year?
I kind of wanted to, I was more of like a people pleaser. I'm a Pisces. So
Oh, you're a
it's like
Pisces.
yeah, I'm a Pisces. I'm a people pleaser. So I just felt like when I noticed that people liked what I was doing in one specific thing, I kind of like stuck with that. And I noticed that when people liked me, when I was like fitting a mold to like a specific crowd or an audience, I felt like I just made sure I catered toward that. Even if during that time my mind was like on this, like I'm a rock star at heart. So I just feel
Yeah,
like I wanna like, I always like grew up like my uncle's a tattoo artist and shit like that. Like I've been around like art all my life, like from my dad being a DJ and like shit. So I just felt like even things about like my look, I always wanted to be different and like unique and like just fix things, like not plastic surgery, but just like tweak things and like make things different.
yeah,
Even musically, that's why I feel like being like a chameleon and like jumping from house, techno to hip hop, and even on some songs blending different sounds. People don't really get to do that
right.
because they're like a little bit scared, but that's what I felt like sonically, that's what I do. So I feel like I want to also visually
Yeah.
look like that.
Feel
I can
like you're like a non-conformist basically. Like
exactly.
yeah, basically. And you like to express yourself because I'm the same way too. It's all about like expression and like I like that about visuals. You like to I can tell that about you too because I've seen you like just the way you express yourself in different type of ways. Like you're like a rock star basically. And I like that because it's like I like when people can just like be true to themselves and they can just do different things like nothing like you don't know what to expect and I feel like that's how you are. Like you'll put out something like one moment, but then like the next month or week or whatever, it'll be something like a little bit different. But we know it's still who you are. Like you know who you are, but you just like different things. And
It's
then
just pretty.
yeah, exactly. And then like I know you were talking about like I don't know if it was before we started, but about how you want to like take like the fashion world and different things because I feel like in society there's always like this whole stigma to where people want to put you in the whole box of like, okay, so he's an artist, he's doing this, but I don't know if he can take the fashion world or whatever it is you may want to do. And I feel like us as people, if you really want to do multiple things, you can do that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so where do you see yourself like growing as like an artist and DJ like from now and your like current present state of mind? Where are you at when you think about how you want to grow and see yourself visually in the world?
Where am I? Where I want to see myself grow
Yeah, like in the
visually in
future,
the world.
yeah, like in the future, like I guess as an artist, basically, artist and DJ. So like you like Pharrell a lot. So he's an artist, he produces, and then he likes the fashion world. Do you see yourself something like that, basically?
Oh, for sure. I feel like I have a career in fashion actually too. So like I worked like luxury retail for like 5 years. Yeah, I was working at Saks. I mean, I don't know if I could say, but like I was working at Saks Fifth Avenue for like
Yeah,
3, 4, maybe like 5 years or whatever. Yeah. So like styling and stuff was always a part of like what I do. I just felt like personal style was something that I want to showcase in my artistry. But like if I wanted on a day to day, like I could sit with the best, like on a fashion tip. But I
yeah,
feel like as far as like my career, my brand though, I feel like maybe not right now. I'll put out merch for sure. Like merch that's pertaining to like my image and like my character and like what I have going on. But tapping into that, I feel like I'm gonna get into that like when I'm more seasoned. Like I want people to focus on me as a musician first. I
yeah,
feel like tapping into all of that and even like acting and all that, that's all cool for
yeah.
like the look of it, but I don't do shit for gimmicks. I'm a no gimmicks kind of guy.
Hey,
Like I'd rather you see me like getting busy and like doing what I love,
yeah,
and then knowing that, and then seeing me like I feel like I want to get my name out there for doing what I do
yeah.
across all borders,
That's
and
important.
then we can get into all of that. But right now, that's on ice because I just feel like even with this break that you were talking about, I took a year off, maybe a year and a half. I feel like I'm starting all over, and I look at like nobody knows me. That's what I always tell myself. I'm like nobody knows you,
Oh, wow.
so you gotta like thank you for the interview, but that's always how I look at it. So I look at it like this is it's all I'm starting all over.
Yeah, I
Realistically,
like that.
that's cool. Yeah, that's it's the truth though. It's not like I'm not saying it just for the interview. It's the truth. I
Yeah,
look, everybody knows who you are. Every room I walk into, just give my best.
yeah, I like
Even
that.
if it's not the best of the best, it's my best.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and then whatever the universe pays it forward to me in return, that's what it's gonna be. But that's
yeah.
passion. You'll come. They'll call me.
Exactly. You're just taking it like a
I'm not
step.
pushing for it. I'm not begging for nothing. Like, oh yeah, like I'm doing this because I want this look. Like it's gonna come to me. But
Exactly. I like that, taking it, because I feel like sometimes like we live in a society, especially when it comes to music, to where people feel like, hey, I can do this, and people want to do it just to do it or just to look cool or like no. And
no
I feel like
gimmicks.
when you have art, like it needs to come from you and you have to actually have passion with it. Like you need to have passion. You have to actually like know why you're doing this, not because it looks cool. And that's why I appreciate any like artist or anybody who's just doing it because they actually like what they're doing, and they're not worrying about like likes and stuff, because it's so easy to go online and be like likes, likes, likes. And I feel like we've all been there to like a point. But I remember I had like a point to where like, like you want to push content and stuff like that. Like I need to push content, this, that, and the third, and do this. But it takes it away from the authenticity where you're just worried too much about like putting something out, because then
Yeah,
like you should put it out in the right time in the moment and not worry about when you're gonna get like the likes and engagements and comments, because what's for you is for you, and it's gonna like find you, and you attract who you are basically. So the more I feel like you be yourself, you're gonna get that. Yeah.
that's also what I was saying too. I feel like that's also why like I must. I mean, we're gonna do this interview, but probably a week or two after, I'm wiping everything off my Instagram. So this is the first taste of people seeing the new me. But yeah, like that's where I'm at right now too. I
Yeah.
feel like you gotta take a break. You gotta like as a real artist of any creative, you got to take a break sometimes, take a step back. You see what's working, but you also want to see what didn't work. And you also want to figure out a way to make yourself the best,
Yeah, for
your
sure.
best. So right now, I don't know. It's just a new beginning.
Yeah. So do you see yourself like in New York like forever? Or like right now, is that like just always home? Or do you ever like fantasize about moving somewhere else? Or are you just as of right now in your journey, just you're like, okay, New York, this is my place, this is where I'm from. I love New York. I don't want to go anywhere else. Like, what is that for you?
I love New York. I'm always gonna like have a crib here. But I feel like when shit like kind of like takes off as far as me really like I feel like with the work that I'm putting in now, a year from now for sure, I will definitely be looking toward staying in like a California kind of area. That was always my
You're
dream.
gonna say that. I don't know why in my head I was like, if
Ah,
there's anything I
yeah,
feel like it's gonna say California. I don't know why that was in my head.
California. Only because I just feel like musically the resources are a little bit better than New York.
Mhm.
I feel like the producers out there, they're kind of my steez.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Like when I want to get into rap mode, I want to record out there. I want to like do a project, like kind of stay out there for like 6 months and like put together like shit, do a couple shows and stuff, like live out there. But I feel like that's my next step if I want to like live outside of New York. But I want to fuck up my city a little bit.
Yeah.
I disappear for a year. I kind of want to give y'all a little bit of life.
Yeah.
And then touch, but obviously right now I'll touch other soil, like your city, like other cities. Like I don't mind doing that. But right now I really want to like my goal, my eternal goal of happiness is like to be hometown hero.
Yeah.
Upper East Side. So I just want to be like, I want to really, really like
Yeah.
people become famous around the world, but when they go back to their hood, nobody knows who they are.
You know what? That's so true. That's so true. That was real. That was real right there.
That was
I
true.
think it's like a lot of people, like, move and like start, new in different places. But when it comes to like where they're from, a lot of people are like, they'll hit and they'll be like, I'm from here. And then some people will be like, wait,
Yeah.
wait, what? No, I feel that. I feel that. So
Anywhere I want to go comfortable. I want that to be the thing if
yeah,
I'm superstar success, because that's what matters the most to me. I want to be able to still walk to the store and be good, like look out for the homeless people, like look out for the people in my neighborhood. Like I want to be able to just go anywhere and be good, and everybody knows who I am in my where I'm born and raised.
yeah.
The world, because like when you can afford security as a superstar, like who's gonna protect you? The hood's gonna protect you.
Yeah, I like that. The hood's gonna protect you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because industry, how that goes sometimes.
But we'll see if that when we
Yeah.
get there.
But
But
you're
right
gonna get
now,
there.
I just feel like hometown hero,
Yeah,
fuck with the scene, but that's first.
right. And so like who are like your biggest like influences and inspirations?
Hmm.
In general, honestly.
Top one, Foxy Brown.
Hey, come through Foxy. Yeah. Like
Very
Foxy.
underrated. Um, Also because I feel like musically she's a spitfire. Outside of obviously like she has hits and people can like compare that to like a lot of music success, but I feel like she can rap on any beat. She can like rap not just be like any genre. She has different cadences and different flows. That is like top one for me.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, obviously, because that's her influence.
Yeah.
But now that I've been like making music, I feel like I really, really, really been rocking with a lot of Spotify. Hold on.
Spotify. You gotta
Because I
listen.
don't want to lie.
Yeah. You listen to the
I'm a new
most.
wave right now, so I just feel like I just been listening to different stuff now. Believe it or not, looking at my Spotify, I listen to too much old stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but right now, I'm gonna give it to G Unit, New York.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Like a lot of G Unit right here, right now.
Yeah.
That's me right now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, take a shot. G Unit, Foxy Brown, Jay Z. I'm gonna give you guys another female just because I'm like, no, actually, I'm gonna give you somebody gay that influences me as a
Ooh,
gay
yeah.
artist because people don't do that, and I'm gonna pay homage to people.
I like
I'll
that.
pick the Killer.
Who?
Cakes the Killer.
Gangsta. Who?
Cakes the Killer. Cakes.
I need to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You gotta send me.
Really, really talented. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's
yeah.
somebody that I look
Link to me so I can check him out. I love checking out like LGBT.
sonically I look up to him. So that's four I gave you, right?
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Foxy Brown,
So
Cakes. That's three.
that's fine. It was just whoever. Okay. Well, now I want to know like what's your opinion on like just the like music when it comes to like LGBTQ? Like what is your opinion in general on like where it's at? Where do you see it going?
I
Fight for it?
hate questions like this. My last interview, they asked me something like this.
Really?
Um,
If you don't want to, that's fine if you don't really know what to say, but like I'm just always interested.
no, it's not a bad question. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
like, it's not a good question. That's the problem. It's a
Yeah.
good question to ask, but it's not a good question because right now we don't really know. I feel like right now there's a lot of shit that people are grabbing to as far as like audiences.
Yeah.
Well, the audience. So I feel like we could be a niche target thing, or we
Yeah.
could be something for forever. Like right now, Beyonce did Renaissance album. You know what I'm saying? So people are gravitating more toward our sound, our kicks, our bass
Mm,
lines and shit. House music. More straight people are fucking with our sound of music,
yeah.
even with Beyonce singing on it. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
you don't really know where it's gonna go in the next 2 years. I
Yeah.
feel like it's up, but I feel like people embracing us as the collective on these beats and on our voices, us as the multi-million dollar Nobel prizes and stuff. I hope that's what it is. I hope there's a bunch of us like that are getting multi-million dollar deals to like
Right.
do it. I pray that's what it is and not just a gimmick,
I get
like
what you're
that they're just stealing from us.
right. So do
That's
you
what I
feel like
want.
do you feel like basically like queer artists should have the moment kind of like what like how like female rap is going right now? Do you think that should be like a whole era, basically like more
That's what I'm
acceptable?
trying to say. Like, I want us to have an entire era. Like, I want us to
Yes,
have
yeah. No,
a
and I
run.
agree. Me too.
I
That's
want
why I'm
us to
always
have, like, I want multiple labels to have multiple gay artists on
right.
their label and
Yeah,
us kind of like duke it out and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, us
yeah,
compete, who's the best of the best, whatever they want to do with that to make fans and people
yeah,
go crazy. Sure. But I don't want it to be like one or two of us, like how they're doing, and then like the rest of us have to watch. I don't like that. That's
yeah,
what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
So
I
I
agree.
don't want people using our sound, our like rapping on our beats, singing on our stuff, like paying homage to us, but really like making millions of dollars off of us, but paying us back. Like they don't come to OTA, they don't like come out to the trenches and like come to the balls
Yeah,
and touch that soil. They don't do that. So I feel like I want there to be more of us out there on the front line. But
yeah,
people that are really out here, like gig to gig, Saturday to Saturday, Friday to Friday, after hours. Like I want people like that at the front line. I don't want
yeah.
people that aren't us there. I think that's fair. Is that fair?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I like that. No, I was just wondering because it's like that's how I feel. I feel like there needs to be error, but like there definitely needs to be it authentically. So yeah, I'm just always curious with that question because I feel like there definitely should be more representation than what we have now because I've been scoping over time the past few years and I've seen that there like, there's talent out there who have that, you're
Mm-hmm.
somebody in the realm like you have like that to where like I feel like you definitely should be seen more. But yeah, time,
I
future.
don't really care about being seen. I want to be heard.
I
Yeah,
like that. See, there we go. You want to be heard. I feel that.
I don't really care about that. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like that's what I was saying about like gimmicks. Like,
yeah.
I feel like my name being Pretty Fucking Boy, on purpose, I don't post pictures. Like, the mug
So
is
why do you say
there.
that?
I just feel like I want to be different than what the
Yeah,
name even is. I don't post pictures all the time, but like, you see me, it's
yeah,
sitting, like, I'm
yeah,
still me.
yeah.
I'm here a year later, like, we're having the conversation. Like, I feel like I don't like gimmicks. I just feel like everything just gotta be like, I just wanna just defy the status quo. That's what I say no to the status quo.
There we go. Okay, so what would you tell your younger self if you could tell your younger self anything right now? What would you tell your younger self?
Take your time. Stop being annoying and trying to like do things and what you feel like is best to do because like that's what is expected. Literally think about what you want to do, think about how I can make this the best idea, whatever idea this is, make the best of this and then tackle it. Don't rush because it looks sloppy, it's choppy, and it's ugly. And your name is pretty. And you gotta take your time. No, because like that's real. And that's my advice to anybody that's like figuring shit out. Even if something sounds good, really just weigh out your options. You know what I'm saying? Like think things through. Think things also in the long run. but also live in the moment in a way, if that makes sense. I just feel like have more time in your head and less time with your opinions with others. Does that
Yes.
make sense? Spend more
Yeah.
time in your head in the shower. Spend more time talking to
Curiosity.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Moments.
feel like spend more time battling that curiosity than trying to get answers from somebody else. Don't put the answers in someone else's hands. That's what I would give my honest advice to anybody that's like trying to like come up and figure something out.
Yeah.
Don't put anything in someone else's hands. Weigh out your options, figure it out, but battle that curiosity in your own brain because that outcome is always going to mean more to you when you look back a year from now.
Yeah.
Damn, I did that. Oh, but I ate that. You know what I'm saying? Like I did it before they did it. Versus like, I don't know. I just feel like that's what I would say. Weigh out your options and do it your way.
I like
It's
that.
about you. It's
Yes.
your show. Literally, it's your show.
Right.
I don't know what to tell
Exactly.
you.
I agree. I feel like I look at things, I'm like, we're all like in a big movie, but we're all our own characters and we all write our own stories. So it's like when you wake up
Mm-hmm.
today, know who you are, write your story, spend time with yourself, your mind, what makes you happy. Don't like just get online and scroll and focus on what everybody else got going on because those people aren't you. And I think a lot of people forget that we're all unique in our own ways, but so many people gravitate towards like they don't know who they are, so they want to like be somebody else, or they
Mm-hmm.
see things and I understand it's like part of the human experience of like, life to where you gotta sometimes some people it takes some people longer, some people a little bit quicker to realize like, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do so I can like be happy and stand in my truth. But everybody's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
I feel like yeah, everyone's gonna be all right. I just feel like, and right now the time that we're in, we don't really have a lot of like mentors.
Right.
We
Right.
don't. So we're kind of just all figuring it out.
Yeah, I agree.
About it. That's why I'm trying to pull up. Like I'm trying to like show up. Like all right, I'm not the best role model, but I'm kind of like figuring it out, and we
Yeah.
can figure it out together.
Yeah, exactly. That's what life's about. And people, we figure this out together. This is life. It's a whole collective consciousness, people. Like, we got to figure it out. We got to know who we are. We got to spend time just loving life. Stop focusing on all the bad stuff that you don't like and just figure out what you do like and what you want out of life and what type of quality of life that you want. And that's what matters. Like, we're also like, we're here for a reason. I feel like we're here to like learn, grow, and evolve and just be our best selves. Yeah. But okay, so Prettyfknboy, I want to say thank you for stopping by Elon Podcast Live today. We got to know more about you. We'll talk more with you in the future. I'm hoping if you want to come back on, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Because he be off the grid, guys. I might message him and then I'm not gonna hear from him until like 6 more months. I'm just I'm just
No,
playing. I'm just
joking.
playing, just messing with you, but okay.
For real, for
Where can
real.
we find you online?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Prettyfknboy, PrettyFknboy.
Yeah.
Also, I don't really do Twitter. I'm gonna figure it out. I always make it and delete it, but I promise I'm gonna like give life to other social media platforms. But right now, just find me on Instagram. Um, I have a lot of parties I'm doing. So this Saturday, what is this Saturday? Hold on. Pause this. We're gonna re-record that because I have to make this plugin.
Okay. Well, I can add it.
I have to say the date calendar. Hold
No,
on.
you go ahead.
It's the 17th, right? The 21st. Saturday's the 21st, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so this Saturday, October 21st, I'm curating with Brown Looka, my DJ partner, my mentor. We're hosting a party called the After Hours. So pretty much whatever party you go into, pull up on us after. It's from 4 a.m. to like 8 a.m. The 21st, October 21st, Brooklyn. Pull up, why not?
Okay, we will. Bam. Bam. Yeah, I hear that. Time to
And I'm
turn
gonna post the
Pretty
flyer.
Freaking Boy.
You better post the flyer on both on all your platforms. Tell
I
your
will.
you got a lot of followers, so you better tell them.
I will. I'm posted on my page.
I'm gonna be DJing, so that's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna hear me play, and that's the gag. I might play a new unreleased PFP song, a couple new songs